Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel. Here today, guys, for a Barça news roundup coming your way. And this right here is my very first video since returning home, and I'm really excited now to keep going with you guys in the season, nice and consistent with the videos, and looking to bring you all of the latest on the Barça front. Now today, we are going to be talking about injuries. That is not something that we want to talk about, of course, but big news after the first day of the international break, which has really brought concern to us Barcelona fans. We're also going to be talking about Frenkie de Jong, about his thoughts on what happened over the summer and what may happen in the coming months there regarding his salary. And we're also going to be talking too about Lionel Messi, the leaks that have come out this week. We're going to be talking into whether they can be believed, whether any of that was actually true, and also what we can expect with him and Barça in 2023. It is all coming your way. I'm looking forward to it. So let's do it. Because if we do indeed begin with those injuries, now that is not a word that you want to hear on the channel. It's not something that I ever want to discuss, because coming into this international break, guys, Xavi and the medical team at Barça, they have been doing an incredible job. They have meticulously planned everything in terms of preparation, in terms of nutrition, in terms of the pre-season, and it was all working out brilliantly. So far this season, we've barely had an injury at Barça, and everything was good. And you just knew that approaching this first international break now, just 2 months before the World Cup, ahead of a crazy schedule in October, they planted the international break right here, and you just knew there were going to be problems. Because it all started there in France versus Austria. Jules Kounde started that game there, but unfortunately, after just 23 minutes of play, it was clear he could not continue. He was grabbing there at his leg, seemed to be a muscle problem. He received a bit of treatment from the physio, but he made it very clear he'd have to come off, and he did walk off the field. That was at least some comfort there to us Barcelona fans. But straight after the game, Didier Deschamps there confirmed that Kounde had suffered a muscle problem, and the alarm bells at that point, they were ringing. Now, Kounde, following that problem, has returned immediately to Barcelona. He will arrive back now on Friday today, and he will then undergo tests on Saturday as soon as possible to determine exactly how serious that problem is. It is believed at this point to be a hamstring problem for Kounde, and there has already been a lot of speculation in the Catalan media over how long Kounde may be away from the field, because right now we've heard rumours of 2 to 3 weeks out. We've also heard 3 to 4 weeks on the sidelines, and that there would be very damaging news for Barca and Xavi, because when you're looking at the fixture list there, like I say, for October, it is such an intense month of games, and also the size of some of these fixtures. You look there at the 2 games home and away against Inter Milan in the Champions League. Now, 2 to 3 weeks, that would rule Kounde out of those fixtures. You're also looking, of course, at the Clasico. That is a massive game for us, and that is coming there just over 3 weeks from today's date. Even Bayern there, the game at the Camp Nou against them, that's just over a month away now. So we're going to be keeping a really close eye on how Kounde's doing and when he can be back, but that's really not ideal. There was also a big blow for Barça in the Netherlands against Poland game, because Memphis Depay has also appeared to suffer something very similar to what Kounde did. He was playing there against Robert Lewandowski's Poland. He only managed, though, 52 minutes before he too had to be subbed off with an injury problem. He went down and couldn't continue, very similar, like I say, to what Kounde did. Now, after the game, Louis van Gaal admitted that Memphis did indeed have a problem that would rule him out for the Netherlands' next game, and Memphis, just like Kounde, returning today now to Barcelona before undergoing those further tests. And that, of course, is a blow for Memphis coming into the international break. He started back-to-back games in La Liga, scoring, of course, just before this international break as well, and we are going to have to be waiting now on that Saturday, tomorrow, when those tests are done for Memphis and Kounde. I really do hope that maybe we might have positive news. Maybe they could look a bit better than what is being feared right now, especially ahead of such a huge month in October. But we are going to have to wait and see. And that's not even it, guys. We're not done there yet, and this is absolutely incredible. This was day 1 of the international break, because the concern did not end there. Dembele, now this is one name that you never want to be talking about in connections with injuries, because he came on there for the final 12 minutes in that France game, and it was great for him, of course, to return for his country, but at the same time, I was feeling nervous. I gotta be honest, I was thinking, please no, let's not take any risks here. Please not Dembele. But he did appear to go through the game all okay. But afterwards, there were a few rumours in the Catalan media that Dembele had suffered some discomfort after the match, that he wasn't feeling 100% right, which obviously, after the night of injury problems that we had, that was just about it. That finished us all off, guys. A nightmare, really, for us Barcelona fans. But it seems like Dembele is going to be okay. It was apparently a small overload. It's not ideal. It's not perfect by any means. But apparently he will stay with the French national team. Honestly, I don't know if that's a good thing, by the way. Probably would have rathered him come back to Barcelona and just rested out there. But he is going to stay with them. He may be involved in their game on Sunday. But I really do hope at this point that they don't take any risks, especially with Dembele. Let's make sure he's 100% okay. And likewise as well for Frenkie de Jong, because he was taken off there at half-time in the Netherlands' game against Poland. At the time, we were all very much hoping, of course, given the news that we'd had throughout the evening, that it wasn't going to be another injury problem, and he did seem to be okay, although Louis van Gaal did say after the game that he took him off as a precaution, just making sure that any risk wasn't taken with Frenkie de Jong, and it did seem at the time as though Louis van Gaal believed that de Jong would be with the team on Sunday, that he would be okay for the very next game. But no, it has been confirmed just this afternoon that de Jong is gone as well. He has left the Netherlands training camp there. He will return to Barca alongside Memphis, alongside Jules Kounde, and he also has a problem. And that's a massive blow. It's still unknown at this stage, what the problem is, how serious it may be. But de Jong, another Barca player to join the injury list. Absolutely staggering here. But just on Frenkie, guys, like I was saying there in the intro, very, very interesting to see him speaking before the international break there when he was asked about the summer, the way that things unfolded for him, what was his feelings about everything that went on. And I did like the way that he really did just shut down a lot of the rumours that we've been hearing. A lot of people said in the summer, we stopped Frenkie from going to United. We were the ones, really holding him back and stopping him from making that move that he wanted. But as Frenkie admitted, it really wasn't like that at all. He said interest, from United, from Chelsea. I already made clear back in May I wanted to stay at Barcelona. I never changed this decision at any point during the summer, regardless of any interest in me. He said I always wanted to stay. That's why I always remained calm throughout the summer. The club had its own ideas, though. He said I also had my own ideas. Sometimes there can be clashes with each other. But he said at the end of the day, things did go okay. And it is quite interesting right now to see some of these rumours that we're hearing just this morning in the Catalan media that basically say right now that it was a pact between Joan Laporta and Frenkie de Jong back in the summer that if the player did stay at the club, then a salary adjustment, it would be talked about. That apparently is the agreement there that Laporta has with Frenkie de Jong. Now, it won't happen just yet. It's not something that was going to happen immediately, but it was agreed that in the future that would happen. And according to the Catalan media right now, at the end of the year, that's when those talks will start there about that salary. And we're going to have to wait and see whether that does indeed prove to be true. And I just can't believe it. I absolutely cannot believe this, guys, because as I was recording this video, as I was making it there, I thought, okay, the injuries are done. We're done with that. We've covered everything. It's all in here. But no, there is still another injury I've got to bring you. Araujo's injured. Ronald Araujo, whilst away there playing on international duty for Uruguay against Iran this evening, he too is on the injury list. He lasted 5 minutes against Iran before having to be substituted there with what looks to be again another muscle injury. And I just cannot believe what is happening right now. We've only just started this international break. Can I just release a plea there to everybody who's got a Barcelona player in their squad right now? Give us a break. Please don't play them. We can't afford any more problems. I'm thinking about Spain, Pedri, Gavi, players there who are away that are really, we can't afford any more. Please, no more injuries. Because this international break for us so far, it has been brutal. But finally, guys, if we do indeed move on to talk right now about these Lionel Messi rumours. Now, this is something that I've had plenty of questions on. You know, a lot of people saying, is this true? Is this something that happened? Can we read too much into this? Obviously, everybody's been talking about it, because the thing is, when something like this comes out about Messi, him in particular, when these kind of rumours come out, you know that every media outlet, they're just waiting to jump on it because it's big news, because it's a big story. They don't care if it's true. They don't care here if this is information that you can really get behind and believe. All they want is that big headline, and that is what we've seen right throughout this week. Because indeed now, a few days ago, a publication called El Mundo, based in the Madrid media there, they leaked reported demands from contract negotiations that Lionel Messi had with Bartomeu back in 2020. And as you can see here, there's a list of things that apparently Messi demanded in order to renew his contract at Barcelona. This is what has certainly been circulating all week in the footballing world. And if you're not familiar right now with El Mundo, they are based in Madrid. They do seem to have been fed a significant amount of information from Bartomeu himself. And so the question that you basically have to ask yourselves at this point is, has Bartomeu handed them factual information? Has he given them information that benefits everybody, or has he just passed them information that benefits only himself and therefore hurts the club, hurts Messi? And I think that would certainly tell you a lot about their intentions from this report right from the very beginning. And I think it's also very worthwhile to consider, guys, that right now we're hearing still plenty of rumours linking Messi back to Barcelona. In the coming summer, of course, we all anticipate there's going to be a bit of a transfer battle. PSG want to keep Messi. He's going to make his decision after the World Cup, and there is still every chance that he could return to Barca. Now, what we might be seeing already is basically the Madrid media also reacting to that. We all know that during Messi's time at Barca, he was often subjected to a lot of criticism, a lot of damaging reports there from the Madrid media that was all designed really to unsettle Messi and to make Barca suffer. And already here, with these reports ramping up about a possible return, it is very possible too that has also played a part in these rumours right now. So of course, guys, you're very much entitled to make up your own mind. Do you believe in that report? Do you not? Maybe there's some things in there that are true. We don't know. Maybe there's one element of it. Maybe there's one thing there on that list that might be even close to being true, but it's always that thing, isn't it? You put one thing in there that's true, and then you wrap the rest of it up in a big lie. So that is something that I think right now we don't need to read too much into. We don't need to put fuel on the fire to Bartomeu-led speculation. And of course, we'll all be waiting come next year to see whether indeed Messi could come back to Barca. And so indeed, guys, that right there is a full Barca news roundup for you today. I hope you really did enjoy the video here on the channel. Obviously not enjoying that injury news, I'm not expecting that at all. Let's hope that on Saturday, those test results can bring some more positive news. Please do let me know as well your thoughts there on the Frenkie de Jong situation. Do you believe that pact there between him and Joan Laporta? And of course as well, on these Messi reports, and whether you would like to see him back at Barca in 2023. I will see you soon, of course, with more news and more videos to come. Thank you indeed for watching and for all of your support. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.